Hi everyone, welcome to a new week, and I have this very psychedelic dress, very retro thing going. This was new fabric out of the garment district in LA. I have Goose too, and this is the Mandy dress that you usually see sleeveless, though you've seen some long sleeved as well. And this is one I made, obviously long sleeves, perfect for this kind of weather. And I also have today this, if you didn't see this on social media, this bag was made with vintage upholstery samples. I am almost positive that these came out of a drawer in a house, and it was actually Greg had found a bunch of stuff in the drawers. I was off somewhere else in the house, and I remember finding these two pieces, and I put them together here for the bag. And Goose is, I've been gone all day, so Goose is, I guess, happy to see me. Paired it with orange vinyl, new vinyl, and inside you have a vintage print, vintage floral print, and also I have here, this was the top. I have the other one, I don't know where it is, but this was the top of the upholstery sample, and it was called Hilltop, and these are the Leeds fabrics in Philadelphia, and it's budget bamboo cloth. It's 100% cotton. As I said, I have been gone today, and what I wanted to share with you was that I spoke at Greg's high school to some health classes and about suicide. And so these are sort of some reflections since I got home, or you know, when I was speaking, and then this afternoon, and then coming home. And also a conversation this morning, a conversation last week about the pain that kids are in. And it's, you know, I have said my sister's been gone almost 31 years, be 31 years in March, and I have always said, not always from the very beginning, but I became aware that one of the issues we're having is that we have not taught kids how to cope. And we see this, you know, things were good for a long time, culture, if you look, nothing's ever perfect, but before, you know, we had 9/11 and then things changed, and we had the recession housing, whatever, all that stuff, and then we had the pandemic, and you could see it before, after it was starting to happen after 9/11, that things had been good, they had been stable, and people didn't, you know, people don't think about that you have to learn certain skills, because you never know, the reality is you never know what's coming. And so we have, and on top of that, it's not happening at home. Home doesn't want the school to do it, but the school is overwhelmed. We're putting so much into our schools, and kids aren't learning how to cope. And I think that what we're really seeing now are the results of that. And on top of that, for as connected as we are, because of social media, we're actually disconnected. I mean, people don't, although it seems to be getting better, I mean, at least I hope it is, but we don't have those connections person to person. It's, you know, I hate to be a person who's like back in my day, but you see something different with kids when they're sitting on the phone or sitting on these phones, you know, the screens with their friends texting, and they're not getting together with them. And I really believe that a lot of why we send kids off to school is to teach them how to connect with, I mean, obviously the academic skills are important, but we teach them how these building blocks of skills, whether it be problem solving, coping, connecting, and so this whole piece has gone missing. To add to that, what's sad to me and irritating and frustrating is that this is life and death, and yet for as many resources as we have, we really don't have enough, and we're not willing to put the funding into it. We're putting funding into things that are band-aids. We're not going back all the way to the source of what we really need to teach people about hope and inspiration and coping and all those things. So, you know, just I don't profess to have the answers, but I know that it's been really hard to get messages like mine out there. You know, I have a limited audience, but you know, when I talk to people, like, we all need to know this, we all need to know this. Well, yeah, we do. And why don't we? And that's our schools are, and on top of that, our schools are so caught up in having to keep kids safe because we're worried about guns. And, you know, I don't want to get off on that, but this was, to see Greg's campus is now closed, and kids I had been there once before, but I didn't realize how closed it was until today to see the fences all around. And so I think as we head into Lent tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, as I'm filming this, and you'll see this on Thursday, you know, I think that what I would say to everybody is you get ready to do something for Lent. I always believe you should do something to strengthen yourself during Lent, to really think about those things in your life that make you hopeful and inspire you. And if you don't know what those things are, that you really need to seek them out. And for some people, that can be a 40-day journey into the desert. And so as I get ready to end this video, I just want to remind you that this bag, it feels kind of funny to go back to the bags after talking about suicide, but this is part of my journey, because this is how I continue to keep the bond alive with my sister, because our life is very much, it was very creative, that Mom really encouraged us to draw and to sew and do all those things. And so for me today, that's the part that keeps me inspired, to be able to keep her alive in some way, even after all these years. And just a reminder, you can find the bag at shellsummer.com, www.chelleSummerthemonth.com. Have a great week, have a shelltastic week, and I'll see you next week, everyone.